Welcome back to Good to Know, where we unlock the secrets of everyday mysteries. Today's question is something almost all of us have felt. Why do we get déjà vu? You're walking down a street, or having a conversation and, suddenly, it feels weirdly familiar, like you've been there before, but you haven't. What's happening in your brain? Today, we dive into the fascinating science of déjà vu and why it might reveal more about your memory and your mind than you ever realized. Déjà vu, which means already seen in French, describes the eerie sensation that you've already lived through the present moment. Researchers define it as a feeling of familiarity without actual memory, a fleeting, unsettling, yet harmless experience, most often occurring spontaneously, without warning. About 60 to 80% of people report having experienced déjà vu at least once. It's normal. But what causes it? That's where things get interesting. Déjà vu is more common when you are young, typically 15 to 25 years old, tired or stressed, under mild cognitive strain, like multitasking, in unfamiliar environments. It's less common as people age, possibly because the brain becomes less plastic, less flexible in forming new connections. People who travel often, dream vividly, or read fiction extensively also report more frequent déjà vu. But what's happening inside the brain to cause it? Scientists have proposed several explanations. 1. Memory misfiring theory. Your brain mistakenly activates the familiarity recognition system without recalling a specific memory. Result: it feels familiar, but you can't pin down why. Think of it like a glitch your brain, sending a "this is familiar" signal by accident. 2. Dual processing theory. Normally, your brain processes sensory information along multiple pathways at once. If there's a tiny delay between those pathways, milliseconds, you might process the same information twice. The second time feels like a memory of the first. 3. Attention split theory. Sometimes you momentarily lose focus, then refocus quickly. For example, you glance briefly at a room, get distracted, then re-engage. Your brain mistakes the second glance as a memory. 4. Hologram theory of memory. Some scientists believe memories are stored, like holograms, based on fragments. When a new situation closely matches a fragment from an old memory, your brain triggers false recognition. Even if the match is smaller color, a smell, a layout, you get a full-blown déjà vu sensation. 2 key brain regions are heavily involved. The temporal lobe, especially the hippocampus, manages memory storage and retrieval. The rhinal cortex manages familiarity, judgments whether something feels known. During déjà vu, the familiarity part seems to activate without the recollection part. You feel like you know the moment but can't retrieve any details. It's like recognizing a face without remembering where you met. Surprisingly, researchers believe that occasional déjà vu is a good sign. It shows your brain's memory systems are working and, sometimes misfiring in, very subtle ways. Frequent déjà vu is common in young, healthy people. However, extreme or persistent déjà vu can sometimes be associated with certain types of temporal lobe epilepsy. In epilepsy, déjà vu can precede a seizure as part of an aura. But for most people, déjà vu is simply a normal brain glitch, nothing to worry about. Throughout history, people have tried to explain déjà vu in spiritual or mystical ways. In Hinduism and Buddhism, déjà vu has been linked to past lives or reincarnation. In some Western traditions, it's seen as evidence of parallel universes or alternate realities. Pop culture references, like The Matrix, suggest déjà vu is a glitch in a simulated reality. While science focuses on brain processes, these interpretations show how deeply déjà vu taps into human wonder and mystery. One of the most popular speculative theories is that déjà vu is a glitch in the simulation. If reality were a computer simulation, occasional mismatches in sensory inputting errors might create déjà vu experiences. While this theory is philosophical and speculative, it captures the feeling many people report: a moment that feels off, a crack in the illusion of reality. Currently, there's no scientific evidence for simulation theory, but it sure makes for great storytelling. Can you make yourself experience déjà vu? Not is. However, studies suggest it might be more likely when you are exhausted or stressed. You visit new but vaguely familiar places. You engage in activities that combine novelty with familiarity, like traveling, learning new skills. Lucid dreamers also report higher rates of déjà vu passively because they are more aware of their internal experiences. But for most people, déjà vu remains random and part of the magic. So, why do we get déjà vu? Because memory is a living, imperfect thing. Because the brain sometimes confuses familiarity with recollection. Because consciousness itself is a dance between past and present. Have you ever had a powerful déjà vu experience? Did it feel supernatural, not just weird? Share your story in the comment side, love to hear it. If this video unlocked a memory you didn't even know you had, like it, subscribe to Good to Know for more deep dives into the mysteries of the mind, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. Maybe life isn't repeating itself. Maybe your mind is just giving you a glimpse behind the curtain.